Hello you guys, and welcome back to my channel. Gosh, it has been a hot minute since I have sat down and filmed, and I'm not gonna lie, a little nervous filming this video. I feel like it has just been so long since I've sat down and got in front of the camera and filmed a YouTube video. There has been a lot going on in my life, and filming has just been kind of on the back burner, to be honest. I think the last time I posted on YouTube was January 14th, and today is February 7th, so it's almost been a full month, and that breaks my heart because I love doing YouTube and I love making videos for you guys, but there's just been a lot going on. So anyway, I'm gonna try not to ramble in this intro, but basically I'm just going to chit chat with you guys. I'm gonna update you on my life and what's been going on and just kind of catch you up on everything and just kind of dump out all the things that I've been thinking in my mind and been wanting to talk to you guys about, and just play with makeup while doing so, because hello, this is a makeup channel. I love makeup. Makeup makes me happy. I think I'm gonna do a Valentine's Day inspired look. So yeah, I'm gonna just, why does Lilo bark as soon as I turn on the camera? I'm gonna cut the ramble right there and let's just hop into this video and get ready together. Okay, so I am going to be talking quite a bit in this video, so I'm sorry if I skip over any products or things like that. I will try to mention them as much as possible as I am using them. I'm first gonna start off with my brows because I have no idea what I'm gonna do with my eyes yet, and I feel like I wanna do eyes first just in case we decide to get a little crazy. I'm gonna be using all Benefit products since I believe this is the last couple of weeks. I think it ends in late February of the Benefit Brow Search. I've been kind of loosely entering it, if that makes sense. I mean, why not? I'm gonna post a makeup picture anyway. I love Benefit brow products. If you guys didn't know, I actually used to work for Benefit. I was a brow specialist. I would sell their brow products. That was for a very brief period of time. So I love their products, and so I'm gonna use them. Okay, anyway, continuing. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not even sure where to quite start this video. I feel like there's just been so much that's been going in my head. I mainly just took a break from YouTube and a little bit on social media. I just kind of took a step back because I've been dealing with a lot of really bad anxiety lately. Normally I'm pretty good about kicking it to the curb and not letting it really affect me, or I've learned coping mechanisms on how to just not let my anxiety consume me. But let me tell you, it has been winning day after day now, and I've been getting really annoyed with it. So I've been having a lot of anxiety, and then with that, I don't know, I feel like my brain goes all over the place, and I feel like I'm always having to be sorry I've been so absent, I had to take a break, or I don't know, maybe it's just me, maybe I'm not even like that. Like I said, my brain is all over the place, but I've been thinking a lot about my makeup and my YouTube and just what kind of content I want to put out and what exactly I want to do with everything. I still haven't come up with an answer, and I honestly don't think I'm ever going to. I feel like this is one of those things where you just kind of start doing it and you figure out your groove as you go. But if you know anything about me and who I am as a person and I guess my type or whatever, I hate not knowing things. I don't like surprises. I don't like not knowing things. I really hate that. It's a huge thing for my anxiety, but obviously in life, you're not gonna know anything. Nothing's for certain. So that is something that I basically, learned to cope with and try to soothe my anxiety the best that it can. I've also just been dealing a lot with comparison. I'm just gonna come out and say it. Freaking comparing myself to other people. I know everyone does it, and it's such an unhealthy part of the world that we live in now, of social media and seeing everyone else's success and just all the things, and comparing yourself to them and your artwork compared to their artwork or style or branding or whatever it may be. It's such an evil thing, but I'm so guilty of doing it. I do it in both my personal life, my makeup journey life, and my business as well. It's just always been something that I struggle with, and every time I find myself comparing myself to other people, I have to cut it off. I have to cut it off, or else it's going to be such an unhealthy cycle for me. So that's kind of why I take mini social media breaks. I feel like social media is such a blessing and a curse, all in one. So yeah, with that being said, I feel like I am constantly saying that I'm still trying to find my rhythm, and I don't really know what I'm doing, yada yada. Maybe I'm not even saying that much, and to me I'm just saying it that much. Maybe you guys don't even care or notice, but I still haven't figured out what the heck I'm doing with my makeup and my Instagram and YouTube and all of this stuff. This is all such a new world to me, and it's hard because if you want to be quote unquote successful in this, you know that you have to pump out content like crazy. And I'm gonna be honest, like, it takes a lot of time to put together content on all these platforms, you know, Instagram and YouTube, and making videos and making Instagram videos and making stories and like all this stuff. Like, it takes so much time. Not that I don't enjoy it so much, like I really do, but it's all about balance. Like, I feel like it's impossible to be the perfect person and, like, you know, have all your shit together and make videos, you know, twice a week, have awesome content, be posting to Instagram consistently while still eating healthy and drinking lots of water and going to the gym and having great mental health. Like, it can't all be done at the same time. Like, I know that, but like, I think I finally realized that about all of this, and that I just have to kind of take it as it goes and like take my own journey as my own journey and stop comparing myself to other people and just do what I want to do. I'm going to use the P. Louise base now to cut my eyebrows and also prime my lids. So yeah, I guess with that being said, I am not going anywhere. I don't plan on going anywhere. I really do love creating content and being here on YouTube, but it's still all just such a big transition and learning curve from me, and I'm just still trying to figure out my flow and what I want to do. So if there's things that I'm posting and stuff that you like or don't like, let me know, because that really helps me gather my thoughts and figure out what you guys are really liking and what you're not liking. Anytime you give my video or photo a thumbs up or a double tap or a comment or anything like that, like, it really means a lot to me and shows me that you guys, you know, really enjoy my content and what type of content you are enjoying, so I'm able to figure out what the heck I'm doing on this, because this is also new to me. And I don't know, I always go back to when I first, if you're an OG, you know this, when I first did YouTube like 2 years ago. I did it for about a year and then I stopped, and I always think, like, what if I never stopped? Like, would I be in a better place, or like, where would I be with this journey and everything like that? And I gotta cut those negative thoughts out, because, you know, I was not meant to do YouTube at that time. There was other things taking it off. I was working on my business full time, and my business has been able to bring me to the point that I am now. So yeah, we're gonna leave those thoughts over there, and we're gonna work on everything here. Like I said before, this video is kind of gonna be all over the place, so I'm sorry if I'm not really making sense. I'm just kind of telling you guys my thoughts and feelings on everything and just where I stand. I try to be as fully transparent with you guys as I can be, because I'm a human. I'm imperfect in so many freaking ways, and I don't really know what I'm doing with this. I know that I love makeup, and I know that creating this content is really fun, but I also know that it's really time consuming and really difficult, and I want to do both, but there's not enough time in the day to do both, and then you add everything else on top of it, and it just becomes a hot mess express. So I am still figuring it out. We'll get there when I get there, and I hope that you guys will follow along the journey with me. So, alright, we're moving on to eyes now. Eyeshadow makes me so happy, so let's jump into it. We're going to be using none other than Blood Sugar, because what other palette would you use for a Valentine's Day look? I mean, look at all these beautiful colors. Still to this day, one of my favorite palettes. And then I also know I really want to use this House Laboratories. This is one of their Glam Attacks. It's like a metallic red color. It's super, super pretty, so maybe we'll play around with that as well, but we will see. Alright, I'm gonna start with the shade Fresh Meat, which is this like berry toned red right here, and I'm gonna take that on a Morphe M210 and start packing that in my crease. So yeah, I just feel like lately I have been in a really weird place, and I feel like the comparison monster has been biting me in the booty. As much as I hate it and don't want it, it's reality, and I just feel like it, like, in my head, I just think, like, you know, I watch all these other people and they're pumping out content so much and all these things, and I feel like if I'm not doing that, then I will never be successful in this or to the place where I want to be in this. And I just, like, you know when you just, like, know something in your head, like, consciously you're aware of something, but, like, you're telling yourself otherwise even though you know better than that? Like, that's how I feel like I am with comparing myself in this world, if that's making sense. It's like, I know that I shouldn't be, and I know my journey is my journey, it's different than their journey, and I don't know what's going on in their life, and they're human too, and blah, 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 but I still do it. Like, I still compare myself, and I don't like it. So I just feel like if I'm not doing all of the things all at once and being this great YouTuber and businesswoman and Instagrammer and all these things, still while trying to figure out myself and my mental health and like everything, then I'm not doing a good job, which is so not true. And I'm just coming to that realization and trying to figure out my own groove with things. I also too recently I debated whether or not I wanted to touch on this, but I had a potential opportunity come my way and I was so freaking excited about it at first, and I was just like, no way that this is happening, like this is absolutely insane. It ended up not working out, which is totally fine, but I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I was totally crushed and it brought me down for a while, and I think that's why my anxiety like spiked, because it was spiked during like the whole process of it potentially becoming a reality, and then when it didn't become a reality, I was really freaking bummed. And then I think that's when the comparison set in of like, okay, well, I'm not like these people, so that's why it didn't happen, or blah, blah, blah. I'm slowly pulling myself out of that, and I just have to remember that so many times in life you are going to fail over and over and over and over again, and you're gonna hear no, 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 no so many times before you get the yeses and the doors opened and things like that. And just because you hear those no's and you don't get the opportunities that you want doesn't make you less of a person, or doesn't mean that you don't work as hard, or doesn't mean that like any of those negative things. It just means that it wasn't right for you in that time. And so I've been doing a lot of reflecting and just letting myself process my anxiety and all the things, and I've just been trying to work on that and just accepting that like it didn't work out. That's okay, and let's keep moving and grooving. Like, you take a second, you like cry it out, but then you're like, okay, life goes on. Shit still happens, like I gotta move on. Yeah, I just feel like I'm in that place of trying to figure that out right now. God, I already know this video is a hot mess. By the way, I've been going in with the color Tongue Pop to blend this out. Okay, I'm gonna use the shades Prick and Cavity, which are two of the neon shades in the palette, and I'm gonna do like a color band between the two. I'm just gonna pack those on my lid, and I'm just patting this on with a flat brush, and then we're going to cut the crease again. So yeah, guys, being fully transparent with you guys, that is where I have been mentally for the past couple of weeks, and it hasn't been the most fun, and it's not the most glamorous thing to talk about, obviously, but I think it's really important, and I just try to be as transparent with you guys as possible. And I just hate when I'm like, take breaks from social media and then come back and don't really talk about like why I have been gone or what the reason is, or whatever the case may be. There's also just been like a lot of other stuff going on in my personal life and some changes and things. Nothing bad, like nothing crazy. I'm not like sick or anything like that. Just like some personal changes that are going on. So it's been just a little roller coaster that I've been going on. On a more positive note, Josh and I are in 2020 really taking our debt-free journey super seriously. We've been on this journey now for a little over a year, I want to say, and we are more motivated than ever to pay it off because we really want to move, and we're not quite sure where we want to move yet, but we know we don't want to stay in Fredericksburg for the rest of our lives. So we are so motivated to get it paid off. We have made so much progress. I'm not sure if I really talked about that before here on my channel or on my social media a ton, but we were dumb. We were uneducated and made a lot of stupid decisions. We were living a lifestyle that we couldn't afford, and we racked up quite a bit of debt. And then with some poor tax advice thrown on top of that, we found ourselves in a whopping $93,000 worth of debt. And we had enough of it. We said, we cannot live like this anymore. We need to make changes. And we found a good old man named Dave Ramsey. I'm sure you guys have heard of him. He really has helped us, and we've been taking our journey very seriously to getting out of debt. It has definitely not been as quick as we thought it would be, just given that we are freelancers and money isn't really like as calculated for us. It kind of like has its ebbs and flows, and you can't predict it all the time. So it's been a little slow. And then, like I said, we've also had, issues with some tax stuff, and thankfully that's all squared away now, and we have an amazing accountant that we love, and that's really helped us so much throughout the process. But yeah, we are so close to paying off our debt. We are basically, we're over halfway there. And we can't wait to pay the rest of it off and be debt free and like live our lives and go do what we want to do and be able to save and buy a house and have a family one day and like all the things that we want to do so much. So that's on a positive note. Another thing that we've been like really focused on, so we've cut our budget back so much. Like we were living on a really tight budget before. I know I've talked about this a little bit, just like, you know, with makeup related things, but we have like totally cut out like everything unnecessary in our budget, like is gone. Just gone. Poof. So we are living like no one else, as Dave would say, but it's going to be so worth it in the long run because we're going to be able to finally get rid of our debt and just live an amazing life. And I encourage you, if you feel like that you're in a place that you just feel like you're drowning and you feel like you're drowning financially and you don't know what to do, look up who Dave Ramsey is. At first, I was so turned off by the idea of Dave Ramsey, but after listening to his podcasts and his teachings and actually listening to like what he has to say, I got on board with everything and we've been sailing ever since. What else has been going on? I have been trying to find more hobbies and things outside of my work that bring me joy and help me relieve stress. So I have picked up the hobby of bullet journaling, which if you don't know what it is, do a quick little YouTube search, a Google search. It is basically another form of just like organization and journaling, which if you guys know me, I love organizing. It's like one of my like favorite pastimes. Like I will organize anyone's closet or kitchen or anything. Like I love organizing. So I took that up pretty recently. I started my first bullet journal this month and it's been really nice just to have like another creative outlet that has nothing to do with either of like my worlds or my life, and just like I can just immerse myself into something that's not relevant to anything else. So I've been really enjoying it. I think it's a really cool process, and I am not the best doodler. Actually, I cannot draw worth anything. I have the shakiest hands ever, and I actually am really insecure about my handwriting. I know that's a really weird thing, but I told myself I'm never gonna get better if I don't start doing it. So I got myself a bullet journal and some fun pens and washi tape and all the things that make me excited, and I just started doing it because you'll never get better if you don't try. This is why I struggle with creative looks, because I have hooded eyelids. I really love that for me. All right, I'm at that point when you do a look where you're like, what is this? But I'm gonna keep going. We'll see how it turns out. Alrighty, so this is what we have going on for the eyes right now. You see, what had happened was I made a mistake over here and just decided to totally clean it up, but I kind of liked the way that it looked like with just having nothing there, so I cut the crease again and filled it in with white, and it kind of like gives like a cool like retro vibe. I think it's gonna look really good once everything's tied together. I know I'm looking a little crazy right now, but let's move on to the rest of our skin. Priming with my Laura Hendrickson Banana Bright Primer. I forget where I was and what I was saying before I turned off the camera and did my other eye. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I have been trying very hard to stay in a positive place with everything. For foundation, I'm gonna mix the Fenty Hydrating Foundation with the Hourglass Vanish Stick. Yeah, I've just been trying to stay in a very positive place, and as I mentioned briefly before with like that opportunity that like had come up, it's not like I was upset because it didn't end up happening. Like obviously I was sad that it didn't end up happening, but like that is life. Like it's not always gonna work out. I was more so sad, and I feel like I kind of got into this funk because of what getting that would have represented for me. Because I know I've talked about this a little bit before, like Josh and I both feel like we're in this place where we're so stuck in life, and like physically where we're at in Fredericksburg, like mentally, career-wise, like we both just want to be doing different things, and we're not really sure how to like navigate out of that. So having this opportunity to like come up and like having it be a potential option and having it kind of look as if it was, you know, maybe gonna happen was like a big deal. And I think when it didn't work out, that's why it hit me so hard. It's not the fact that like, you know, oh boo-hoo, it didn't work out. It was more so like, for once everything was looking like it was gonna make sense, and it didn't. But you know, you have to take life and all the lessons that it gives you. Take a second, cry about them, be sad about them, give them their moment, make sure you're processing your emotions, but continue to move on. So I feel like that's the gist that I'm trying to get at with you guys, is like, that's kind of where I'm at right now. Like, I'm in that place of moving on and trying to figure out like, okay, what's next? Like, that didn't work out. Okay, that's all right, but what is next for me? Because that doesn't define me, and that doesn't define my career and what I want to be doing ultimately, and like what my end goal and dreams are. So yeah, I have just been trying to figure all that out and trying to see, you know, how I want to do all of this and how I'm going to make time for all of it and incorporate everything. And I'm sure, you know, like most people on this platform that don't do it full time, you know, you struggle with whatever your other full-time job is, whether that's being a parent, or you have a full-time desk job, or you're like me and you're a freelancer and you work from home, or like whatever the case may be. It definitely is hard to balance everything sometimes. And I feel like social media just like paints life so perfectly, when in fact life is so messy and so not perfect. And I don't know, I guess I just want to be that like that person on these platforms that is like, hey, like over here, like no, life isn't perfect. Like, yeah, it can be really fun and great sometimes, and like we can take cute Instagram pictures and it can look really great, but like, you know, life is hard, life is real, there's shit that goes on. People go through tragedies, like people have issues, people struggle financially, people are unsure what they want to do with their life. Like, there's so many things, and I don't know. I'm not trying to sound like too much of a Debbie Downer in this video, because that's really not where I'm at, like not what I'm trying to get at all. But at the same time, like, I'm tired of everyone being like, oh, life is so perfect, and we're not talking about all the things that I know everyone else goes through. Like, I know other people go through financial problems. I know other people go through life crises and what they want to do. And like, I know there's other people out there going through the same things that I'm going through. And I just feel like because they're not glamorous, a lot of people don't speak up on them. When if we did speak up on them, we could create like such a positive environment surrounding those issues, and, you know, sharing stories and opinions, and, you know, just giving people hope in certain areas. Like, bad things are gonna happen, like that's inevitable, but it's how we react once those bad things happen and how we let it affect us that like really matters long term. And I just think that those things should be talked about more, I guess. I don't know. I don't even know if I'm like making sense in any of this, but I'm just trying to tell y'all where my mind's at, but my mind doesn't really make sense half the time. I don't understand it like 80% of the time, so I'm sure this video is already a hot mess, and I'm gonna have a fun time editing it. Also, it's funny too, so this was the mistake eye, like where I decided to take it off and like it was a mistake, and I feel like that turned out so much better than this one did. Like, this one's a lot sloppier than this one, so it's funny how it works out that way. All right, I'm gonna set my under eyes really quick using my Anastasia powder. This is a brand new one. She's nice and fresh. All right, and before I set the rest of my face, I want to use this little cream. This is like a cheek and lip situation from Milk Makeup. I got this from Sephora in like my little birthday set, and I want to try it because I see a lot of people using these and I've heard good things, and I haven't tried a ton of Milk products. So I'm just gonna take this on a little brush, and ooh, okay, all right. Ooh, this smells really good. So what are some of your guys' New Year's resolutions? Guys, we are in a new freaking year, a new decade, okay? My birthday just passed. I am 23. That was the only good thing that came out of January, okay? January was a dark one for a lot of freaking people, for the whole planet, actually. There was a lot of shit going on. So I wanna know what some of your goals are. For me, I want it to be a year of clarity and growth for me. All right, I'm gonna set the rest of my face using my Jaclyn Hill Mood Light Powder. I'm gonna use it with a brush this time. I normally use it with my sponge, but I'm all for trying different things. Lilo. But anyway, what I was saying, back to New Year's resolutions. So I'm trying to like change up my habits and my just overall like outlook on everything. And I just really want to have like a new perspective and actually like make changes this year and do something like I mentioned before. Like Josh and I are so motivated to get out of debt. My dogs are going crazy. We are so motivated to get out of debt. By the way, I'm contouring using the Anastasia contour kit. That like I feel like that's kind of our number one right now is just like get the heck out of debt so that way we can live our lives and do whatever, because we have so many things that like we want to do and we want to travel and we want to move somewhere and just all of these things. So, you know, we're just buckling down and working really, really hard. This year, 2020, like as far as business goes, has been one of the biggest years we've ever had, which is funny like in its timing, because obviously like it's a blessing in the fact that like we're making money and we're gonna be able to pay off our debt. But it's also funny because we're both in that place of like, do we want to be doing this anymore? And it's our biggest year that we've ever had. Definitely a little bit of the universe playing in that one, helping us out. So thank you. All right, I forgot blush upstairs and I'm too lazy to go get it. So I'm gonna mix Prick and Tongue Pop together, like the tiniest amounts, and use that as blush today. But yeah, tell me what some of your overall 2020 like goals are and like what you wanna accomplish this year. I'd really love to know. So please comment down below. I love seeing other people's like goals and like just aspirations and what they want and like cheering them on. And so comment down below. I'd love to hear them. So if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, I have been doing like these cute little like really laid back videos on my Instagram, and I've been filming them on my iPhone and like giving them a quick little edit, and I love how they're coming out. I think they're like just such a cute and like easy way to push out content. And like I sit down and do my makeup obviously all the time, but like to sit down here, like my studio's in the basement, and like to do a full look, it's kind of like a little bit of a setup. So to be able to just like pop my iPhone like on my makeup table upstairs and just like film myself getting ready and have something to post for you guys is so cute. I also like the authenticity of it and like that it's not so overly produced, and that it's just like a fun little way that I get to connect with you guys more and like post more makeup looks, because you know, not all of my makeup looks look like this. I don't look like this on a daily basis. Like, and I don't think most people look like this on a daily basis. All right, I'm gonna pick up Fresh Meat from the palette, guys. I love this palette so much. Fresh Meat is one of my favorite colors. Oh, I love it. And I'm gonna run that along my lash line. Oh, another one of my resolutions that I am trying to keep up with. Honestly, this is gonna be the hardest one for me, but it's to read or listen to more books and podcasts. Fun fact about me is I hate reading. So I actually grew up with a muscle deficiency in my eyeballs. Yes, I know that sounds really weird. And we didn't find out about it until I was much older, like in high school. And I had to literally go to physical therapy for my eyeballs and like retrain the muscles in my eyes to work properly, because reading was so hard for me. So I've never really been a reader. I never really liked reading because it caused me like a lot of headaches and pain, and I like wasn't comprehending things, and it was just a struggle for me. But this year I am in a book club with some of my friends, and I'm already slacking because our meeting is next week and I've only listened to like the first couple of chapters of the book, but I'm getting there. Yeah, I want to try to read more, and just instead of like scrolling on my phone or like being on TikTok and like all that stuff and like listening to music, I want to try to like actually put good things into my brain and my body and get myself moving and grooving and all the juices flowing and stuff like that. By the way, using the shade Candy Floss. I'll pop that on the inner corner. Another thing that I thought about doing in 2020, or like an idea that I'm kind of toying with in my brain, is doing more like lifestyle or vlog style videos, just to kind of share like other aspects of my life that don't necessarily have to do with makeup. So I've been kind of playing around with that. So if that's something that you guys would want to see, please let me know. Like maybe I could do a video about like my bullet journal, like once I get more comfortable with it and like once I got my groove with it, or just like my fashion. Not that I really have like that great of taste, but like, I don't know, just like maybe fun videos like that. Videos incorporating Josh more, just like other things besides me sitting, doing my makeup and talking to you guys. Even though these are like my favorite types of videos, to film. I really like doing other stuff too. Just like expanding my creativity horizon, just like in general. Yeah, I kind of have like a lot of different ideas and thoughts in my head. So I'm probably gonna be playing around with a bunch of different formats and types of videos. So you guys just keep me updated on what you're liking and what you're not liking, and I will keep at it as much as I can. I think we need to do some lashes to complete this look, to put it all together. Some mascara and lashes. The ones that I brought down today are Batty B. I ordered brand new lashes and I decided to try out a different brand this time. I decided to try out Batty B. So far so good. I'm really loving it. These are in the style Batty, and they look like this. Let me pull them out. So super big, super wispy. So let me go pop these bad boys on and I will be right back. Alrighty guys, that is the eyes all done. I popped on some lashes and then I threw on a couple little gems on the inner corner. Just thought it was kind of cute. I actually really like how this turned out. It's like very retro and like cool. I'm digging it, I'm digging it. Okay. Moving on to the lips, I'm gonna start by lining my lips using the ColourPop. This is the liner, they're lippy liners, and this is the shade BFF, which is clearly my favorite because I use it so much. All right, and then I wanted to go for like a really pale pink, so I picked up, this is the Ofra Cosmetics liquid lipstick in the shade Nude Potion. I haven't used this in a very long time and it's honestly probably expired, but we're gonna use it anyway. All right, now let's pop on a little bit of gloss in the center using Jeffree Star Cosmetics Diamond Juice. Woohoo! I love this gloss. Alrighty, you guys, that completes this retro Valentine's Day inspired chit chat. Get ready with me. I feel so much better after just sitting down and talking to you guys, having a little therapy session, letting some of my thoughts and feelings come out, and just keeping you updated on my life, because at the end of the day, I am human, I am imperfect, I am figuring out this world just like all of you guys out there. So if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and send me a comment down below. I know I talked about a million and one things in this video, so if you relate to any of it or want to answer any of the 101 questions that I asked you guys in this video, then leave a comment down below. I will be liking and commenting back per usual. I love interacting with you guys. So, and while you're here, don't forget to hit that big red subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, and if you want to follow me on my social media, all of my social medias are just at Erica Medlin, but I will have all of that information down below. That is it for this one, and I'll see you in my next one. Mwah! Bye! I just realized I didn't put on any highlight, in which that is not okay, so I'm gonna do that. Oh, so much better. How did I forget you? How did I live without you?